Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me. I want to look at the housing market in the US because people are starting to get concerned again. Housing prices have gone back up to the levels they were at before the big crash, the big housing bubble popped in 2008. And so people are getting concerned. I just wanted to read on that. And what does that look like? We're going to do present, future, and future further out. How about that? Okay, present. Ten of Swords, completion. Okay, I kind of feel like that's saying, hmm, I kind of feel like that's saying the prices aren't going to be going higher now, that they may be even starting to, no, level off. Like they're not going to be, we're not going to keep seeing this growth. Queen of Swords. Hmm. The information is coming forward. It's in the press. It's in the news. The Queen of Swords, a lot of times I feel like it's been investigative journalism. It's been stuff is out there. People are making plans. People are thinking. It's logical. It's definitely speech. So yeah, I think analyses are happening. That's good. They are keeping an eye on this. They are trying to figure out what to do. All right. We have the Six of Coins. Oh, is that interest rates? Is that like, interest rates being cut to try to kind of keep on giving? Or is that um, there have been more loans lately that are riskier again? The housing market crash in 2008, it was preceded by, I don't know if you guys saw this, but when I was driving um, in the cities, Minnesota's the Twin Cities, on the street corners, there were advertisements for you can get a loan on a home, no money down, no this, no that. Your credit bad? Oh, who cares? It was like they were that desperate to be giving out these subprime loans that people could not pay back, and we're not seeing that. But some rules that were put in place after the crash have now been scaled back, or they're being bent, or there are more risky loans being given out. Loans where people can also borrow the money for the down payment. They don't have the down payment. They can also borrow the money for the down payment and pay them both concurrently for a while. It's just crazy stuff like this. There's more of that. There are more rules being bent. Um, Looking at 100 indicators of whether or not someone can repay versus the traditional ones, that kind of thing. So we have some of this, but it's not like it was. But there is a little bit of giving money to people who cannot pay it back. So we do have some problems with that, it looks like to me. And, it is good to listen to the news, to listen to the analyses. Something about I think they've gotten as much money out of these homes as they can. We've got the Temperance Angel in the next few months, gradually, gradually. Yeah, I see this as a gradual thing. My gut keeps saying, a year out. My gut keeps saying like a year out. And I don't even know that it would be that big of a fall. And then we have there's a delay. There's a delay. The Knight of Wands. Yeah. Well, and the Republicans are going to try to do everything in their power to stave off any kind of economic downturn until after the election. So if that means cutting interest rates or what have you, they'll do that. Okay. And we've got the Page of Coins. New financial opportunity coming in. New financial opportunity, new job. I think that's, of course, unemployment will continue low in the coming months. So there's that. Some people may get a second job temporarily to make their earning power look, because you can do that, to make their earning power look greater than it is, to get that loan. and then tell themselves, well, I can revert back to my full-time job after this. I don't know. In the further out future, we've got the High Priestess. Deep mysteries afoot. Things are happening underneath the surface economically. So that is a time. That is definitely a time to watch the analyses. So it would be, some indicators will become more concerning. I think that means in about 6 months. Okay. 8 of Swords. Kind of feel trapped. Oh, they kind of get to a point where they can't reverse this thing. It's a question of when the property values will fall. Okay. Queen of Wands. Something with the Democratic leadership then. Maybe saying, hey, we've got to take this seriously. I feel like there's something that the Republicans do, like I said, to make sure that it doesn't happen on their watch. And the Democratic leadership may be saying, that's just buying time. Outcome. We have the Emperor, or this isn't really outcome. This is, further out. We have the Emperor, and we have the Victory card, and we have the Fool card. The Law. Something with the Law comes in. But the Victory card, what is that? I just don't think it's going to be happening. See, now this line would be in the next present and then the next 9 months about. We have the 7. Yeah, there's going to be an illusion. Yeah, I just think, although there is some loss. And the 4, there's a new beginning, but the 4 of Swords, then a retreat. Okay, so I feel like this is saying that in several months, and again, this is, not that the timelines are not quantifiable like that in tarot, we can't, but a ways out, maybe before the end of the year, there would be some sort of false victory, and reason for hopefulness, some sort of figures that make it seem like, oh, everything's going swimmingly, but it retreats. That new beginning retreats, and there is regret, and there's something, again, I feel like there will be measures taken to calm the fears of investors and reassure everybody everything's great, everything's terrific, the trajectory is good regarding property values. But I feel like that just buys a little time. What about after that, Spirit? Page of Cups. There's that little bit of good news. Yeah. And then Page of Coins. Okay. But then 6 of Swords. 3. So they're still watching and waiting for a while. I wonder what the timing is here. And then we got the King of Swords. Truth coming forward. Facts. Logical plan. Let's make a logical plan. Yeah. I don't know. My sense of it, it's not going to be, it remains the same, essentially. It will be staved off for quite a while, but then the housing markets will drop. The housing values will drop, and people will get really concerned. There may be some more foreclosures, but not like, and this is what I've seen all along too, regarding any recession that could be coming, not like 2008. Okay. So it's not like that. But there could be a real dip in housing values. A real conservatism. I've seen that too. Sometimes it's funny. I hear myself say these words and I'm like, oh yeah, I've said that before. It's like Spirit is reminding me, we talked about this already, remember? Oh yeah, okay. It's like people will be getting more conservative and careful. Okay, so things slow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Okay, for those, Spirit, I want to ask for those viewers who are considering buying and selling in 2020. What say you? Joy, we got the sun. We got the cup overflow. Okay, but I said buying and selling. Why did I do that? Does that mean for selling? Strength. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I think that means that still in this summer, which is a prime time to sell, it's still a good time to sell this summer. Okay, because the market does remain strong. It looks strong through this year, but there are troubles behind it. But this year, it will be okay. It will hold. What about for those buying? Should they be buying this summer or this year? Queen of Coins, if they have a lot of money, sure. If they really need to move, it's so funny. These are really perfect cards. The Four of Wands a lot of times is moving to a new home, being very happy about that. And this is sometimes a married couple, So, right. Yeah, if there's enough money, if there's financial stability, the Queen of Coins is all about stability. If there's financial stability, fine. If it's something that's important for your joy or for your family, fine. But there will be some worries, perhaps, after that, because we have the Wheel of Fortune. In other words, there are some things that are planning on, that are going, what goes up must come down. It's like that. Yeah. So, okay, so what I think I'm hearing is, and this is a guess, but what I think I'm hearing is nobody ever should base their financial decisions on a tarot reading, okay? But I do these just one more piece of information floating out there in case your intuition is telling you something about this. Your intuition is going to be stronger for your own life than what you're hearing from me. But I think that it almost looks like those who buy this year, I mean, if they're in a financially stable place and it's a good move for their family, they're going to be fine. It's yes, go for it. It's okay. But there may be some worry later if their property values decrease for a while. And I want to say for a while because it doesn't feel like that would be a permanent decrease at all. Because property is property, We have a growing population in this world. So, of course, that doesn't mean that all property everywhere will generally increase, but most places, if you give it enough time. Okay, so, and then there's a little bit of good news. Yeah, it's not going to be bad. It's yeah. It's like that. I feel like it's like that. It's but then there's this card that's on the bottom of the deck. It would not be a good idea to buy this year if you have financial troubles. If it would be, there's a risk of losing the home or there's a risk of foreclosure. Watch the good advice. Really read those loans, especially some of the new loans that they're giving where they're bending some rules again, and they may have borrowers commit to increase payments in the first 2 years or what have you. So I mean, there's a caution there in these cards too. Like don't take an unnecessary risk. So there's that too. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. All right. Well, I thank you all. And I do encourage you with this Queen of Swords. And yeah. And the High Priestess and these cards, I do encourage you to keep looking at the analyses, look at the analyses behind the analyses, read those things, read and watch the YouTube videos, by trusted sources. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to Google that too. Trusted economic forecasters. Because we do want to see if property values continue to go up, or do they plateau like this would suggest and then start to fall a bit? You want to look at all the indicators. Okay. And there's so many people that know a lot more about this. It's always good to become knowledgeable. All right. Well, I thank you all so much and best of luck. Bye bye.